Hey everyone, Sheree from Fast Car Seats here. Welcome or welcome back if you've been here before. Wanted to shoot a quick intro video on the new project. So as some of you may know, my wife and I recently had our third kid. So it was time to get something bigger and I wanted to have a little bit of fun with it. So I started thinking about some SUVs that I had been wanting to get for a while. Some of the things that I was looking for were, I definitely wanted one that had 3 rows. I wanted something that had some power that would be fun to drive, something that had some capabilities for kind of going off the beaten path to try to get into a new hobby. And I landed on this 2005 Lexus GX. Got it in Blizzard White, one of my favorite colors in this car. And I landed on the GX because it's something that I always like the look of it. The GX for me ticked a lot of boxes. It's got 3 rows, big SUV. It's got a lot of capability. You know, the GX has a 4.7 liter V8. It's a really well-known Toyota motor, the 2UZ, naturally aspirated, not kind of these newer 4-cylinder turbos that you have nowadays. You know, it's just a good old-fashioned V8. Just got the timing belt done, so after I bought the car, I bought it with 124,000 miles on it, and it had a decent service record up until about 88,000 miles. That was the first owner. Then they sold it to somebody else, and the record started to get a little spotty. The timing belt should get done somewhere between 90,000 and 100,000 miles, and I didn't know whether it had gotten done. So I got the timing belt done, and I'm glad I did because it was pretty rough, in pretty rough shape. But yeah, I want to give you a tour of this car, talk a little bit more about where I landed on it, and yeah, so let's get into it. So the GX is really hot right now for people who are getting into overlanding and off-roading, which I'm not sure if that's what I'm gonna do. Well, let me rephrase. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna try it. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I've never done it before. With where I'm at right now with the kids and the family situation, overlanding and even some light off-roading seems like a new hobby that I'd like to try. And I thought that the GX, if it does nothing but be a family hauler, it'll have done its job. If I'm able to have a little bit of fun in it and get into a new hobby, that's just, you know, the icing on the cake. So that's kind of how I'm looking at the GX. But, you know, let's just give a quick tour. So this one's got the tan interior, which I usually don't like, but I think with the Blizzard, it looks really good with the Blizzard paint. It's got a really good sound system. It still sounds really great. Right now it's kind of a mess. I've got a bunch of junk in the back and the second row folded up, but so a car seat is temporarily up here just while I move some things around. But yeah, so the interior, you know, one of the things that I really wanted was for the GX to not have the navigation from the factory. The main reason is when it comes with the factory nav, the climate control is actually built into the navigation system, which, you know, back in the mid 2000s was really cool. And actually even today, a lot of cars come with that feature today. But most auto tuners will notice that this is about the size of a double din display, and I'm all out of cassettes and CDs. I don't need these anymore. I'm ready for CarPlay, try to modernize the car a little bit. And the reason I wanted the GX to not have the factory nav was so that I could switch out this radio, put in a newer head unit that had CarPlay, give me all the amenities of kind of modern, you know, phone usage, be able to text and call hands-free, take care of all those things while still maintaining my climate control. That was pretty important for me. It'll also, you know, now that I got this car, there's a lot of this ugly wood throughout. I'm ready to get rid of some of that. So I think one of the first mods that we'll do is we'll switch out this head unit, and the dash kit that comes with it will change this out, and we'll have a little bit less wood up here. But you can also see too, like some of this fake wood, like, so this, I don't know if you can really tell in the picture, basically there's like a like a clear plastic film that goes on top. This piece is missing that entirely, and some of this is coming off. This part looks pretty nasty, so I'll probably want to replace that as well. Down here you can see too, by the cup holder, so that there's that same thing, that covering is starting to come off here. I'd say this is probably a lower priority for me. I mean, I definitely would like to get that fixed at some point. A higher priority for me though is figuring out what the heck this hockey puck looking thing is in the cup holder. It's like, it's in there pretty good, and I don't know if it's supposed to be an air freshener or what. It's not doing its job anymore, and it's preventing me from putting my precious coffee in there. So got to figure out how to pull that out. I could get a new cup holder. I see a lot of people that replace the GX cup holders, but I mean, they're kind of like $100, and I don't know that I quite want to spend $100 on a cup holder just yet. But the car, you know, I mean, the car's in decent shape, right? I mean, for being, you know, an 05, having 124,000 miles on it, it's in pretty good shape. Obviously you've got, you know, some peeling here, right here with the steering wheel. If that really starts to bother me, I can switch that out. A common problem with these is that the dash cracks, and there was a recall to replace it, but I guess, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if the previous owners took advantage of that, or if they did, maybe it cracked again. I'm not really sure, but you can see some cracks here. Another, you know, plus, but also something that I'm gonna have to fix is, so this thing has the moonroof, which I just love. I love being able to, you know, look out my moonroof and watch, you know, the LAPD helicopter fly above my house. But on this one, there's a really ugly clicking noise coming from up here. I think what's happening is that it's a little bit, the moonroof is a little bit off of its track. You know, other than those things, I mean, the car's in really good shape. It drives like a dream. It's fun to drive. You know, it's a Lexus, so it's got a lot of sound deadening, which is nice, because then that should mean that if I put in some things to make it a little bit louder, it shouldn't kill the car or make it too loud or annoying. You know, I'm still kind of feeling out what direction I want to go with this. I do have, you know, there's some low-hanging fruit right off the bat. Like I showed you the, you know, the radio. Another one, which I think is probably an easy one, but probably the most important one. Let me just take you around here and show you the hood. So let me pop this thing open and show you the engine. So, you know, like I said, it's that famed 2UZ V8 from Toyota. This is what you see in, you know, like this, the Land Cruiser, the LX, the Sequoia, the 4Runner. I mean, it's in a bunch of the big SUVs. Really reliable engine. But if I ever want to work on it, when I let go, the hood doesn't stay up because those struts are shot. So yeah, I will take care of that. Coming around here, I mean, the wheels are factory, right? 17-inch wheels. Again, if I'm gonna go in the direction of kind of overlanding and some light off-roading, I'll probably want to go with, probably not increasing the size of the wheel, but getting some sturdier tires and some all-terrain tires. These are just kind of your regular, you know, your regular highway tires, so probably won't stay with those for too long. So continuing the tour of the interior, I wanted to show you the second row. So this is, you know, where my kids sit. The car seats are obviously out right now, but I can show you. It's really easy to go 3 wide. I have the Graco, 2 Graco Forever car seats, and I put them side by side in the middle and in that seat. And then I've got the infant seat in here, and I forget which one that is, but I'll update this video with that. But yeah, I just put them 3 wide, and it's super easy to get all 3 of them in here without even having to tap into the 3rd row. Leather's in really good condition, especially given the state of the car. I think it helps that these windows are tinted, so it's not like these seats have gotten a ton of sun damage or anything like that. I think one of my favorite things about this is that there's a climate control right behind the armrest, and the vents for the rear seat are up in the headliner, which is really great because it makes it cools down the back seat really well. in the Volkswagen and the Tiguan that I'm driving now, the vents are down here, kind of where this would be. And it's probably fine if you have older kids, but my kids are in car seats, and so even when you tilt the vents up as high as they can go, they don't quite get to where my kids are. They get to where kind of their legs are. So by having them up here in the roof, I think it's great. And the third row has that as well. So the climate control throughout the car is really spectacular. One of the other things that I just really love about this car, and this is such a nerdy thing, but that's me, is that the third row folds up what I call safari style. So the seats will come down, sit in there, and then lean back. I'll show you one someday when I'm cleaning back here after I clean this, because all I'm looking at is the dirt right now. But I just think that's really cool. I think that adds to kind of the safari type feel of the car. Just makes you feel like, this is something that you can take on long stretches, long road trips into nature, and really explore. So I'm really excited to have this car. I've kind of had a crush on the GX for a while, finally able to get one. I'm really excited to start working on this, start modding it. There's some low-hanging fruit, some really obvious stuff that I'll get into right away. But I'm definitely open to suggestions. I'm learning a whole new hobby here. I know I'm going to take this thing camping. I know I'm going to take my wife and my kids, and we're going to go on camping trips. And I know we're going to go on road trips. Off-roading is something that I'm really just starting to learn about and get into. So certainly if you guys have any tips or advice, I want to hear it. I'm gonna switch out the wheels. I'm gonna tell you that right now. One of the next few episodes, I'm already looking at the wheels right now. They look sick. If you have ideas about what you think they are, let me know in the comments, and let me know what you think I might be going with. And I definitely want to chronicle the journey, because I think it's going to be fun and it'll be a whole new experience. And whether you're an experienced off-roader or you're just getting into it like me, I think this should be a pretty fun series. So thanks again for tuning in. Welcome to the car, and I'm excited to show you its evolution as we get into it. All right, take care, guys.